according to ESPN.
Wow.
Yeah, but Becky, do you think the Warriors are going to finish top 5 in the West?
Throw your projections out the window. They're going to be top 5. They're going to be top 5 in the West. And it's not so much about just the Warriors. I'm not a strong believer in everybody else. But it's a hard if they stay healthy. If they are healthy, without doubt, they are top 5.
All right, well then let's take a look at the Timberwolves. They're in action tonight against Philadelphia. The Timberwolves, second toughest remaining schedule.
Ooh.
Although, you know, this was done in the Nets, a little bit a different Nets team than started the season.
True.
76ers right now, that's who they're up against. The 76ers have been on the up and up. Zach, where do you think the Timberwolves are going to finish? Are they going to avoid the play-in tournament?
I think all of these teams, I think what we're saying is there's a clear demarcation or becoming one between 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 and below. If you're asking me where do the Timberwolves finish in that group, given how hard their schedule is, given how many home games the Clippers have coming, even though they have a bad home court advantage, I'm going Minnesota gets in the 7 and 8 seeds. One of those two just in the play-in tournament and out of the top 6. But anything from 5 to 8 is possible. They should not fall below 8.
Okay, should not fall below 8. The only matchup, though, that's featuring two teams in the playoffs in the play-in is the 9th-seeded Jazz and then the Dallas Mavericks. They're in the 7th seed right now. I want to focus on the Mavericks on this one. Ooh, hi, Timberwolves.
I got you, girl.
I appreciate you, sis. Mavericks here. Second easiest remaining.
Oh.
So that might be good news for Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, and company. What do you think?
I'm not mad at this because it took them a while to figure out how they have those big outputs and win. So I think this is a good outlook for Dallas.
I want to get Kendrick Perkins' take on this. Are both of these teams, do you think, the Jazz and the Mavs, are they going to finish in the top 10?
I don't. I think the Mavs will, obviously, because of Kyrie Irving and Luka, but I think the Lakers are going to actually be the one to knock the Utah Jazz out. I think Anthony Davis is going to continue to elevate his game till LeBron James get back, and then the shooter is going to help him. So I got the Lakers in, Jazz out, and I got the Mavs in for sure.
Well, the projections, they agree with you. They have the Jazz out, projected to be out of the play-in tournament all the way down there. All right. Let's get one more in here for you if I can get this thing to work still. We talked a little bit about this game earlier, but the second seed, Grizzlies, they're across the street. They're playing the Lakers, who are the 11th seed. So since we just talked about Tyus Jones and the Grizzlies, let's talk a little bit about the Lakers.
Okay, here we go.
We're looking at the Lakers.
What do the numbers tell us?
Keep scrolling. They're currently down at 11.
We have to do that to Lakers fans. Keep scrolling.
But this is why. It's worth it. Third easiest schedule here remaining for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, what? I see what you're doing, Malik.
I'm sorry. All right, then I'll ask Jalen. I think I've only asked you this question about 1,000 times this year. The Lakers are going to finish where in the West, Jalen?
A part of the play-in. I didn't think they would make it to the 6th seed if LeBron would have stayed healthy, and they were 13 when he got injured. Now they've won a couple of games. They're up to 11. But I don't think they're going to be able to leapfrog so many teams in order to get to the 6th spot. The Lakers will be a part of this year's plan.
Oh, all right. Is there a game you're most excited for tonight, Sinead?
Honestly, I love all the games. You know, I don't discriminate on games that I like. I like to watch them all. That's what the numbers tell you.
That's what Sinead is. Well, how about this? We have fresh sound right here on NBA Today from Kevin Durant. Let's take a listen.
I'm at this point in my career, I've played with some of the best players to ever play. I've been in Olympic teams. I've been on, some of the best teams, all-star teams. So I figured out, the best way to kind of fit in with a group of guys. And, like I said, you hear about what this team has, done, and then you play against them, and then you start to understand their terms. When you realize that everybody runs the same stuff, it's just different players you put in those spots. And so, but having communication with your teammates every day is the most important piece of it all.
So Kevin Durant makes his home debut tomorrow, which should be fun. More impactful games in the West tomorrow night, though, on ESPN. Luka and the Mavs in New Orleans to take on the Pelicans, followed by the Raptors and Clippers. NBA Countdown with us. It gets us all started at 7 o'clock Eastern. Coming up next on NBA Today. Hey, Jalen.
What up, dope?
About Ja Morant just moments ago.
We love our brother. Whatever help he needs, we're here for him. And, just keep being himself. Don't lose yourself in all this, media and antics and all this stuff. So, just, being around family and, come back stronger.
Have you had any conversations with him since this all happened?
I just told him, whatever you need from me, you know, as a brother, as a teammate, as a friend, you know, as family. You know, you can hit me up whenever you want. You know, but I haven't, you know, spoke to him since.
Senior writer Ramona Shelburne is joining us now. She has been covering the fallout of Ja Morant, posting a video to his Instagram Live over the weekend in which he was seen carrying what looked like a gun. Ramona, how are the Grizzlies approaching this time as an organization without Ja Morant?
Well, you know, this is a moment of self-reflection for Ja Morant, but also for the Grizzlies organization. And we had a discussion with Taylor Jenkins, the coach of the Grizzlies, the other day about how they're taking stock of what they could have done differently, too. He said, we all can do better. Now, I can tell you from what I'm told, talking to people in and around Memphis and with the organization, that there were conversations, Malika, with Ja Morant before this incident, based off of the pattern of behavior that they had been observing and that had been becoming more and more public through some of the incidents that had been reported on. And as one person with the Grizzlies told me, it just wasn't getting through. The message of this is going to come to a head, that this pattern of behavior could lead someplace that you don't want to be and we don't want to be, the message just wasn't getting through. And there was almost a sense of optimism now that because this came to a head, because of the situation and the way Ja has handled it so far, immediately apologizing and taking ownership of all of it, that this is a moment where he can move forward in his life and his career. And maybe that message that they were trying to deliver to him for several months, really, about the way he was behaving on and off the court would finally get through. And this feels like a moment where they can all grow from, even as an organization.
Ramona, thank you. No Ja Morant tonight as the Grizzlies face the Lakers. They will also be without Steven Adams, without Brandon Clark, but they are getting Dylan Brooks back here. Tough stretch, though, Ramona, coming up for the Grizzlies. Yeah. They're visiting the Lakers tonight. 6 of their next 7 games. They come against playoff teams. That includes 5 games against the Warriors and the Mavericks. Whew. So as the Grizzlies, they enter this pivotal stretch, it's time to talk a little bit about how Tyus Jones has been taken over. Let's do some X's and O's over here, Shanae.
Oh, let's do it. Coach, what do you love so much about Tyus Jones? Because you are one of the greatest point guards I've ever been able to witness.
Say it louder.
No.
One of the greatest point guards I've ever been able to witness. And I know you have an eye on this sensational player.
Yes, so the good news out of Memphis is you have arguably the best backup point guard in the game. He makes exceptional reads. He is exceptional in the pick and roll and getting other people involved. In a league that basically doesn't have a lot of traditional point guards. He's traditional in the way that he gets other people involved. He's special in that category.
And he takes care of the ball as well. He's an improved three-point shooter, and he plays within himself, and he competes defensively.
Yeah, did I see that? I think on the pre-show call, wasn't he number 2 in like assists to turnovers, and then last year he was number 1, so he's always paced the league in that category.
Yes, and his little brother was right behind him last year. All right, let's take a look at this pick and roll. First of all, game over if that roller gets behind the big. He is too good, too unselfish. He's going to make the right play every time. This time, again, Yak, you know better, Jakob. Get your drop. Don't let that guy get behind. Commits. Oh, boy, that's trouble. And he is great at that laser pass, that Luka Doncic, that James.
So you're saying like he's really been able to achieve greatness because he comes from a basketball family, right? That's what you're saying.
2 of my favorite boys, them Jones brothers, their mama raised them correctly. I'm raising boys myself. If I can raise them to be like those young men, I'm doing a great job.
That part, Malika, this was fun.
I love it. Tyus Jones, he's going to be taken over. Coming up, though, right here on NBA Today, Steph Curry, he is no stranger to hitting game-winning shots in Oklahoma City. It seems like